All right, yo. Excuse me. One more time. Peace and love, everybody. Glad that everybody's made it to another day. We gotta talk though. There's so much shit going on. You know what I'm saying? It's vintage cigars time, but still, I want to. Before we get started, we gotta talk. We gotta talk to the Pan Africans. We gotta talk to the pro black man. I gotta holler at y'all. But first, someone else wants to talk to you.
Now listen to me, little bitch. I'm going to ask you some real simple questions, and I want some real simple answers. You understand? Let me get this right. You bought the bottle of beer about 11:15.
I bought the beer and I accidentally dropped it.
You bought the bottle of beer at 11:15.
At 11:15. 11:15.
Then why wasn't the bottle cleaned up? Why did we find it still there, spilled on the floor after the shooting?
After we was leaving, after I left, other people was coming in when we was leaving.
But you don't remember what they.
But they look.
But you bought the bottle of beer definitely at 12:15.
Yeah, it was 12:15. I got.
You see something? Now you see now. You done fucked up. You know that, don't you?
I see.
No, I'm saying.
No, I thought.
No, so, you know what I'm saying? You done fucked up now. You know that, don't you?
The more questions that cop asked, the more I thought I wasn't gonna never see daylight again.
And this time you said you bought the bottle of beer.
I was just waiting for them to tell me they seen that damn videotape, but they hadn't. No,
you done fucked up, don't you? No,
You know that, don't you?
No, you done fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Without the tape, they had nothing.
Now, the tape, like, you know what? Fuck that. Let him say it again. As long as they ain't got the tape, right?
I was just waiting for them to tell me they seen that damn videotape, but they hadn't.
No, you done fucked up, don't you? No, no, you done fucked up.
Without the tape, they had nothing.
Now that's Pan Africans right there. That's Pan Africans and pro black. Look, as long as they ain't had a tape, they ain't got nothing. Well, today we're about to
kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
That's all I'm saying. We're about to go hard. But not too much though, because people be really spooky and in their feelings. They really be believing themselves, and it's just not gonna work that way. So Trump met up with the South African president, right? And they was talking about the borders and stuff, the Boers. And then Trump starts showing off the tape. Because as long as they ain't had the tape, they ain't got nothing. Started showing the tape of Julius. The one that the Pan-Africans and pro-blacks been bigging up in Africa. And they show the footage of him talking about killing, the white farmers and, this is our land and, all this different stuff. Now, am I with the white South Africans about, having the land in the first place? No. But what I will say is you really can't blame them. You need to blame the Dutch East Indian Company, because that's the people that you guys did this deal with. Yes, the Africans did deals with these people and allowed these people in. Was there racism that happened? Of course, we all know about apartheid. We know about that. But in today's time, those white farmers make up 71% of the farming. People will be like, well, yeah, of course the Africans will be able to farm if, they were, given the opportunity. I don't believe this is true, because a lot of the stuff in Africa was sent there from, the West. It's from America, bro. A lot of that stuff wasn't even there. So if the white guy's bringing these seeds over there, it would make sense why he would use his people to farm it, because, he stole it from another land. So fine. But fuck all that. It gets to the point where, oh, my bad. So it gets to the point where, they're sending these people over here. Now, my argument with Pan-Africans and pro-blacks and how we know we're not from Africa and you guys are boule and playing games is because you guys show that you're playing games by the stupid shit that you say. Every pro-black Pan-African for the longest has wanted white people out of Africa. So you get your chance. The Americans say they'll take them people. Pan-Africans are mad at that. But at the same time, they say death to America, curse America, burn America. They make AI pictures of fucking them barbecuing in front of the burnt plantation. So they don't like America very much. About 59 seats open up in Africa. You don't see Umar Johnson. You don't see Cyrus Sunsetti. You don't see none of these niggas boasting and bragging this bullshit to you in your one life, making a motherfucking move. They not moving at all. But here's the thing. They don't want those white Africans over here neither. But wait a minute. I thought it's death to America. See, this is the contradiction of Pan-Africans. And this is how we know y'all work for the boule. Because the boule is over here. They're not in Africa. And for some reason, y'all don't want to leave. But you don't want to help. You don't want to acknowledge all the fucking crime and the stupid shit that's going on because of DNA. It has nothing to do with white people, because nobody's telling your women to purposely sleep with criminals and fucking sport jock idiots. What's the thing that the black community is lacking? Intelligence. That's what it's lacking. It's not lacking numbers. It's not like, because y'all abort your own fucking kids. Nobody's making you do that. Oh, the black woman is the most, in danger when it comes to pregnancy. That's funny. When they were breeding this motherfucker, she had no problem. She could pop out babies like that. But now that she's in her own thing, and then we put these white fucking liberal women around her, these feminists, now all of a sudden she can't support fucking birth. But nobody's talking about that hustle. So we got 19 to 20 million aborted children. That's your army right there. That's why you're 13%. Your woman keeps killing your kids. But the ones she lets live are some of the most ignorant motherfuckers on earth, because these are the only ones we talk about. We don't want to hear about the black geniuses because, for one, they don't even fuck with y'all. They fuck with more white people than y'all. And you can't get mad at them for being disgusted by what you're calling culture. Being a criminal, being a scumbag, being a fucking derelict has nothing to do with culture. It doesn't. It doesn't have to do with poverty. Poverty. It has to do with programming. There are plenty of homeless people that wake up every day, fold in their little tent, go out there and fucking pick up cans and do little fucking yard work and stuff like that. They don't steal from anybody. So clearly morals is not here right now. That's the issue. The issue is the science of you lying, making up shit, wanting to be a victim for no motherfucking reason. You guys are in the 21st century. It's 2025. You guys have LeBron James, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson. Fucking, like, come on, bro. It makes no sense. So why do you guys keep having these problems? 2 reasons. The Pan-African black power people are fucking idiots, and they have shown that they are lazy as fuck. They are not about hard work. They are not about unity. They are not about building. They are about victimhood, violence, and racism. Sound like Klan that created their monkey ass. See, I don't believe in racism at all, because the American Indians and the Africans let these other race in. So the original people aren't like these Pan-Africans. They're not like these pro-blacks. They're not like these racist aboriginals. They're nothing like that. Because these people were actually wise. They actually rated on merit and skill and what you show. Like Milwaukee, the show me state. You got to show and prove that shit. That's how the ancients worked. They didn't work with all this spooky fag shit that y'all talking about, because they didn't have no planes, trains, or automobiles, and they still traveled the world, built great fucking monoliths. They did all different types of shit. You guys are the goofies that can't get shit done, that's trying to run off their back as an excuse, and then you want to use white people fucking fake magic to act like the history of the past, if it was true, it wouldn't repeat itself. We would have all this magic shit going on. It's allegory. It's allegory. It's going to be scary sounding to a stranger, but to people who know the science, they're going to get it. So my question is, why aren't Pan-Africans trying to take these agricultural jobs in South Africa that the white Boers are leaving? Because for one, you're not welcome in South Africa like that. They don't really fuck with you like that. They want their own land back. So why are you stopping the whites from coming over here? I thought you hate America. Why don't you leave? You're just going to sit here and be like the South African president and act like you don't know about all these dead white people. Like, oh, no, I never even knew that. The dude, Julius, is literally arguing in a courtroom. The South African president knows nothing about it, huh? And the only thing he could talk about out of his mouth is, we're not rich. I don't have no jet to offer you. Why the fuck are you talking about a jet anyway? He's not getting that. The Pentagon got that. Oh, why would Trump say he was going to put in his collection? Because he's trolling you dumbasses. He know you fucking stupid. You're going to use sound bites like you make fucking sense, but you don't. And it's been showing itself for years on out, years and years and years. You're a fucking idiot. That's why the community is all fucked up. It's not because they're not listening to Black Power. Y'all talk shit to police all the time. Y'all always tell, oh, you white devil, oh, the ancestors gonna get you. Y'all do all that bullshit and nothing changes. Y'all just get a bunch of hoes, criminals, and derelicts. And don't talk about your black excellence. You don't have any. You got trillions of dollars. You put all your black celebrities together. They won't clean up one fucking ghetto. Not even the ghettos they come from. It's a joke. So I'm saying all that for a reason. I'm saying at the end of the day, if you're going to sit here in your one life and keep acting like the ancestors are like you when they weren't racist at all, what ancestors are y'all going off? Are y'all going off the ones who had the land or the ones who were trying to escape? Because that's what I'm hearing. When I listen to pro-blacks and Pan-Africans, I'm hearing them talking about the defeated black people. That's how they think. They think like people that were beat. They don't think like people that ruled and won, because those people had no problem doing trade and business with all nations on the earth, because that's what life's about. That's what the world's about. It's about trade, business, bartering. So it's a victory for the Aboriginals. To me, it is, because we got no tax on dip. We got no tax on overtime. We're cutting off people off the welfare system. We're cutting people off Section 8. Oh, that's going to be written. No, the fuck it's not. What are you, retarded? Y'all got to be fucking retarded if you think Trump's cutting off people off Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, Section 8, food stamps that just got it last month. You're a fucking idiot. We know goddamn well he's cutting off the people that have been on this shit for 10, 15, 5, 6, 7 years. The losers. The ones who don't want to do shit with it. Oh, he's just targeting black people. Then why you got white women on the computer talking about they got fucking 6 kids and they was getting 3 G's and now they about to get cut off and they gonna have to go to work. And the white woman clearly told us straight to our fucking face, I don't want to work. I shouldn't have to work. Sound like somebody familiar, huh? See, I ain't mad at y'all for not wanting to do shit with the group in your one life. I'm mad that you keep trying to claim you represent this group when you're a bitch ass liar. You do not represent us. Anybody talking street crap, like taking words that are already there and trying to make up words, even though how can you make up a word off of a word that already exists? That's an idiot. That is street trash scum that should be spit on. Anybody trying to be an individual, but wants the whole group to agree with them is a motherfucking idiot. Y'all can't work it like that. Y'all can't have individualism because you keep claiming all these other groups link up against you. So clearly, the American Negroes have to choose to go one way. And what way would that be? What's the way that y'all haven't done since the Reconstruction, since you guys were inventors? What's the way you haven't went? You went whining, you went victimhood, you went slavery, you went begging, you went crime, you went ignorance. What way have you not went? The law. Y'all refuse to accept that in society you have to have structure. You have to follow the rules. That's why your kids don't respect you. There's too many of these fucking black kids that have killed their own family. That was unheard of in the 80s and in the 70s. That was strictly white people stuff. Now you actually have black kids that had shot their own fucking family up, killed their own family. It's because you're listening to these pro-blacks and these Pan-Africans who are usually ex-convicts that are still conning. They're not rehabilitated. They haven't healed yet. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they're saying things the way that they're saying them. That's why they corrupt people through racism and hate, even though they keep telling people, oh, we were not like that. We're not those type people. But every time they see a white person killed, shot, going to jail, they in the back clapping and cheering, not seeing their own ignorance. If you put that same energy in unifying with your people and getting at your women to tell them to stop making retarded kids. You guys don't have a bunch of handicapped kids. You guys have a bunch of autistic kids. And be like, oh, autism doesn't mean slow. Why aren't these niggas amounting to shit? Why don't the black community have a bunch of Elon Musk if they got a bunch of autism? Because it doesn't matter about what they're talking about, special needs, that has nothing to do with it. It has to do with nurturing and caring and building something up to its best potential. How can we do that? There's other people in the ghetto. That sounds like black people need to come together and start cleaning up their neighborhoods. That's what it sounds like. Because clearly you guys aren't going back to Africa. And clearly you're not going to be honest about the whole situation about the Africans selling fucking Africans. So it's like 2 whites, 2 Arabs, 2 Spaniards. You're not going to admit any of this. So we're just going to stay here stuck forever. Well, sorry. The low cognitive are. Some of us have been in our situation for years. And it's getting better. It's just going up, going up, going up. Income going up. Savings going up. So this is a victory lap for me. Now, I don't know how the fuck y'all feel, and I don't know how long you're going to keep saying the same dumb stuff, but this is a victory lap for me. For Donald Trump to put you motherfuckers on blast. Because y'all keep talking about all this bullshit. About, white people, racism, all that different stuff. Okay. So they point out African racism, and then they go save them white people. They pull them out. And instead of y'all talking about, hey, they just got 59 new farm jobs opened up. Maybe we should go out there and help and support these people that we claim we are. Instead of that, you would dog out these white people and say, why are they helping them? Why aren't you helping the African? Better yet, forget the African. Why aren't you guys helping yourselves? Why aren't you guys holding your entertainers accountable for the ignorance that they spew to you all the time? And they don't contribute anything to the foundation of you guys. Nothing. Why don't you ever get mad at that? See, the victory lap is intelligence. The victory cigar is intelligence. We're going to defeat you guys. You're going to lose. You have no choice. You keep spewing around the same dumbass talking points that haven't went anywhere. And you've had yours for 30 years. The whole Aboriginal thing has only been going on for like 7 years. And I'm talking about like cracking, like real big business. 7 years. What have you guys done? What foundation have you made? I don't know about like museums and, brick and mortar and stuff like that. But what I will say is we have checkmated and exposed you and the white guy. And that's why the chessboard is so prevalent to these conversations, because it's like, clearly, you niggas sold out. Clearly, y'all did. Y'all sold out the same way that Marcus Garvey sold out when he introduced those boats that were made by white supremacists. That's why the Star Line doesn't exist anymore, because it was never his. Those boats weren't his. Those boats weren't Marcus Garvey's. And I don't understand how people can brag about Marcus Garvey when he never really went to Africa like that. Bro, he went to London way more times. We have all his fucking, the evidence. Like, the receipts. He went to London way more times than he went to Africa. And I don't think he ever really went to Africa at all. And then why don't people in Africa talk about Marcus Garvey? They talk about Haile Selassie. They don't talk about no Marcus Garvey. Because it's a joke. Don't like me. Don't like the truth. Don't like this video. But what you're going to have to do is accept. You're going to have to accept that you're wrong and you've been going wrong the whole time. And that's why the group is losing. How do you even blame white people anymore? How do you blame white people when they do not put a gun to your head and make you abort your kids? They do not put a gun to your head and make y'all shoot against each other. They do not put a gun to your head and make y'all argue stupid talking points that you've been arguing for years. Just stop doing crime and do right by each other. That's it. As far as your derelicts and your idiots, you have to cleanse yourself of them. Sorry. And it's about to show itself anyway. Do you know that there's 100,000 black women that are unemployed recently? And people are going to be like, it's Trump, it's racism. No, it's your dumbass should have never had that job. How many fucking Popeye's chicken fights do we have to see? How many McDonald's job fights do we have to see? How much scandalous bullshit does the world have to see until you guys start to see it? You bring this shit on yourselves. Y'all are so creating low cognitive, ignorant people that criminals are now basically self-snitching on the CO that's getting them the fucking cell phone thing. You're telling on yourselves because you are a snitch. There is no, no telling, stop snitching. No. The ghetto black community is full of snitches. It's full of snitches, rapists, losers, criminals, murderers, etc. White trash is too. Don't get it confused. They just don't show it on TV. But that's where the Pan-African is. That's where the pro-black is. It's in the ghetto. It's not with the upper high cognitive blacks. They don't even talk like that. They don't even talk to y'all. So what's keeping black people in the ghetto? Is it white people? Or is it common fucking sense? I believe it's common sense. That's why I'm on my victory cigar. Because I'm like, clearly a good amount of my people are never going to get it. They're never going to get into the wisdom. They're never going to get into the actual building. They're just going to complain and be victims and whine until they rot in the fucking ground. Oh, and they're going to claim God's not real, but then try to claim some ancestors that don't make no fucking sense. None. Because clearly, we can see with all the hoodoo, voodoo, mojo, gumbo bullshit y'all talk, these ancestors clearly ain't fucking with y'all. And you can wear all the dashikis you want. You could take your shoes and socks off and walk in the grass. You can do all that dumb shit you want. They don't fuck with you because y'all don't fuck with them. Because you'd be united in building. Harriet Tubman just made it by herself. Wasn't nobody watching out for her while she was doing it. Nobody. Nat Turner went on that weak run by himself. He didn't have other people with pitchforks. Martin Luther King didn't have people with shotguns in front of the church. Nah, he just walked around. Whatever. That meeting with Trump and that South African president showed a lot. Because the internet is here. And just like these women showing the foolishness that they do, the black community is doing the same thing. And people are watching you. They're watching you run your mouth and whine, but not link up and do right by each other. So why the fuck would they help us? If you're clearly not helping yourselves and you're showing you're a defect, why the hell would they invest in that? Why? At least for power and, the stuff that y'all want. Why would they invest in it? You're not showing any unity. You're not showing that you are a fucking human. You're not even showing humanity. You guys are just out here letting these pieces of crap represent you and go nowhere. That's what y'all want to do. That's what y'all want to do. I can't fight you. I can't beat you up. I can't get mad at you. But what I can say is this. There's a new regime coming alive. And that's the regime that wants to follow the rules in the nation that they live in. Because it trickles down to the communities that we live in. And if Trump is about business and making things pop, then why aren't we? You keep believing them Democrats until you rot in the ground. But one thing I will tell you is this. They don't give a fuck about you. And they've shown it. Republicans are just asking you to bring it off merit. Show that you want it. Prove that you want it. Be about what you say. That's what my community needs to learn. You guys need to be about what you say. If you truthfully were tired of seeing Black death, you would stop creating it. If you were truthfully tired of seeing Black poverty, you would stop creating it. If you were truthfully tired of having a damaged image, you'd stop creating it. It's time to do better. Rise up. Goes. Oh, always remember that body that they found, that they said it was Aboriginal, and then they switched it up later and said it was African. We're on to you, dirty ass. Shit ain't over.